Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Zero Hour. Let's talk Social Security. You know, it's really striking that on their first day, their very first day back in office, congressional Republicans moved against Social Security. They went after the Disability Insurance Fund, and they did it before some of them had even found the restroom or put out their family photos. Who does that? I mean, seriously, who does that? They haven't even figured out where to put the fern that their mother-in-law gave them, and they're cutting Social Security. It's worth remembering, by the way, that when someone cuts Social Security, they're not just hurting some abstract government thing because, you know, government is evil and stuff. They're not just hurting some abstract entity called Social Security. They're hurting people, living, breathing people who collect these benefits, and by the way, who paid to be able to have access to them. So it's crazy. This particular move targeted this disabled, and it worked like this. The overall Social Security fund is really well set up for the next couple of decades, easily fixed beyond that point, but the Disability Insurance Trust Fund needs a short-term cash adjustment from the larger account. It sounds technical and boring, and it basically is. Congress has done it more, I guess, at least 11 times since Social Security was created. But now, it should be routine, right? But now they want to add to the hysteria, to pretend there's a crisis where there isn't one, to turn us one against the other by saying the disabled are stealing from the elderly or whatever. So now they want to block that, make that impossible to do. If they get away with it, disability insurance benefits for 11 million people, benefits which are lean in the best of times, will be cut by 20% next year. Now, this isn't the first time Republicans in Congress have targeted the disabled or children or the elderly or other beneficiaries who receive Social Security. They've insisted on cutting its administrative budget, which is also lean, even though Social Security Administration expenses don't contribute to the overall federal deficit. They scream about the federal debt, and then they cut something that doesn't have anything to do with the federal debt. What that does do is hurt recipients who are unable to navigate the system or receive the help they need as a result. Now, think about this. As a result of these budget cuts, the waiting time for a disability benefit appeal hearing has gone to more than a year, 396 days, and it's growing every year. For someone who can't work, the suffering caused by that delay is unimaginable. It's also worth noting that the Republicans in Congress are liars. The GOP won control of Congress in 2010, partly because they promised to protect Social Security, along with Medicare, as part of a phony scheme they called the Seniors' Bill of Rights. But true to form, as in every year, as soon as they got in office, they started trying to cut this program again. Their rhetoric is as shrill as their priorities are skewed. Republicans insist that the disability program is riddled with fraud, though there's no evidence for that. They claim that the program, meaning Social Security overall, is going broke, even though it has $2.8 trillion in its trust fund, can pay full benefits for the next couple of decades, and can be easily adjusted so that it's solid out until infinity. Why are they doing this? Obviously, one reason would be to please rich campaign contributors. You know, billionaires don't want to be asked to kick in more on the payroll tax. Corporations don't want to see their executives inconvenienced. So obviously, this is a big piece of it. So that's half of it, I would say. The other half, it's their crazy, radical ideology, which says that government is bad. Never mind that programs like Social Security are of the people, by the people, and for the people. To the Republicans, government is evil, and the only people that matter are corporations. Now, it's true that in years past, they've had a willing partner, at least for some Social Security cuts, in President Obama and some other Democrats. The president even included the chain CPI benefit cut in one of his annual budgets. Now, did they thank him for this? No. They immediately turned around and attacked him for it. I predicted they would, And how long did it take? 15 minutes. Within 15 minutes, they were attacking him for a shocking attack on America's seniors. But the real truth is, all of it is a shocking attack. And who pays for it? All of us. Not just seniors, not just the disabled, but all of us. We all pay for living in a country where people would turn on their own in their time of need. That's not the kind of country we want to live in. That's not the kind of price we should be willing to pay. I'm Richard RJ Eskow, and this is the Zero Hour.